When Keanu Reeves enters the grand lobby of the luxury hotel, it's not the usual flashing cameras or the roar of fans. This time, it's just him, quiet, composed, and an ordinary evening ahead. But that's before the unexpected happens. This is a man who spent his life dodging the constant scrutiny of fame, a man who has perfected the art of blending into the background. Keanu Reeves, the name that echoes through Hollywood like a living legend, steps into the lobby of a place that is, in many ways, designed to give him a moment of solitude. Tonight, he's not in the mood for interviews, red carpets, or crowded events. He's simply here to rest. But as he walks to the front desk, the hushed whispers of hotel staff behind him stir the air. Two employees, clearly unaware of the famous presence standing just feet away, are in the middle of a conversation. They laugh softly, too engrossed in their discussion to notice that they are speaking about a guest who has been sitting in front of them for the last several minutes. A guest who is none other than Keanu Reeves himself. The whispers? They're not about his stellar performances, his kindness, or his humility. They're about his cross necklace, which hangs from his neck like a simple yet unmistakable statement. "Do you think it's real?" one employee asks. The other chuckles, clearly amused. "It's probably just some costume jewelry, right?" They both laugh, clearly oblivious to the presence of the man they're discussing. Meanwhile, Keanu, ever the observer, hears every word. The rumor floats through the air like a cold breeze, and for a moment he doesn't react. He doesn't lash out. He doesn't even make a scene. Instead, he does something unexpected. He sits down, right there in the hotel lobby, as if the weight of the world has suddenly disappeared. Keanu, with his head tilted slightly back, closes his eyes and falls asleep, not in anger, not in frustration, simply sleeping. The power dynamic shifts. For the first time in a long time, the once untouchable Keanu Reeves, a man surrounded by people who fawn over him, is silent. The world's most famous humble actor becomes, for a brief moment, vulnerable. The two employees continue their conversation, unaware that their joke has become a catalyst for something far bigger than they could have imagined. As Keanu sits still, they don't stop. They continue to whisper, laughing about how unapproachable he might be, or questioning why such an intense symbol hangs from his neck. Keanu simply listens. His face remains serene, his breath steady. But behind those closed eyes, something stirs. Graves, the hotel manager who oversees the staff, walks into the lobby. He pauses as he sees Keanu sitting there. The camera pans across the room, picking up the shift in energy. Graves approaches the front desk and exchanges a few pleasantries with the employees. He notices their nervous demeanor. "Everything all right?" Graves asks, eyes flicking to Keanu, still sitting motionless. The employees glance at each other, unsure of what to do. One of them mutters a quiet apology to Keanu in case he overheard. But there's still an air of discomfort, an uncomfortable shift in the room. Keanu hasn't reacted, yet he still holds power in the situation. What happens next? The story takes an unexpected turn when Keanu raises his head slightly, opening his eyes with a sense of calm purpose. It's not a glance of irritation, it's not one of disappointment. It's simply the gaze of a man who has seen it all. He stands up, making no effort to rush. He walks slowly to the front desk, his presence as calm and composed as ever. The employees grow increasingly nervous, unsure of how to handle the situation. They start to stammer, their previous laughter now a distant echo of their discomfort. Keanu reaches the counter. The hotel staff stands frozen in their place, unsure whether to apologize or to continue the awkward charade. Graves watches from the corner of the room, sensing the shift. The tension is palpable. Finally, Keanu speaks. His voice is soft. "Is everything okay here?" His words land with the weight of someone who has no need to prove anything. He's simply addressing the situation as it is, letting the employees feel the sting of their own actions. The two employees stare back at him, unable to find the right words. They stutter out apologies. Keanu simply nods. He doesn't seem upset. He doesn't seem angry. He's simply aware. The words "no harm done" fall from his lips, and the employees are left standing in stunned silence. Keanu's unshaken demeanor leaves them with nothing to say. The awkwardness is not in the conversation itself, but in the fact that they expected him to react differently. They expected him to be caught off guard. They thought he would be angry or offended. But Keanu Reeves does not give them that satisfaction. The power dynamic shifts once again. This time, the employees are the ones who feel small. And for Keanu, the calm of the situation returns just as quickly as it had been disrupted. He heads for the elevator, unhurried, his calm presence lingering in the air like the quiet before a storm. The employees, still shaken by what just transpired, continue to look over at him, but this time there's a new respect in their gaze. Graves watches it all unfold. He's seen celebrities react with anger, frustration, or even arrogance in similar situations, but not Keanu. The elevator doors close with a soft ding, and Keanu is gone. And the shift in the room remains. When the elevator doors close on Keanu Reeves, the lobby of the hotel falls silent. For a moment, no one knows what to say. The staff exchanges glances, unsure of what just happened. Graves, who has watched the entire exchange unfold, stands in a daze. He's seen many celebrities over the years, and he's witnessed his fair share of awkward situations, but this is different. Keanu Reeves had taken control of the room, not with anger or confrontation, but with the quiet force of his presence. The two employees who were once mocking him now stand completely still, unsure how to react. Graves finally blinks, and with a subtle gesture he motions for the staff to continue their duties. He doesn't speak immediately, but there's a new unease in his demeanor. The usual confidence that Graves exudes has been shaken. The employees, still in shock from the unexpected turn of events, begin to mumble apologies to one another. One of them tries to play it off, offering a small, nervous laugh, but it falls flat. The entire lobby feels different now. Meanwhile, in the quiet of his room, Keanu reflects. As he lays back on the bed, his thoughts are far from the conversations that just unfolded. He isn't bothered by the whispers. He isn't concerned with the awkwardness of the moment. For Keanu, this was just another day in the unpredictable life of a celebrity. But what he did next would leave everyone in the hotel wondering if they'd witnessed something much deeper than an awkward social encounter. Keanu doesn't respond to fame or criticism in the typical ways that most celebrities do. He doesn't demand attention. He doesn't show frustration or anger in response to the challenges he faces. Instead, he silently handles things in a way that only Keanu Reeves can. In the hours that follow, word begins to spread among the hotel staff, first whispered in hushed tones, then passed along in exaggerated retellings. By the time Keanu's presence in the hotel is mentioned again, it's clear the hotel staff has had a shift in perception. They were all witnesses to a subtle act of humility that had gone unnoticed for years in the celebrity world. Back in the hotel lobby, the energy has shifted entirely. It's the following morning, and the staff is already buzzing with conversation. The employees who had been involved in the incident share their embarrassment, but there's also a growing respect for how Keanu had reacted. No drama, no confrontation, just a simple, unspoken understanding. Graves, still processing everything that had happened, pulls one of the employees aside. His voice is quieter than usual, more contemplative. "Do you think he knew what we were saying?" Graves asks. The employee shrugs, feeling a little sheepish. "I'm sure he did," they reply. "He's Keanu Reeves, but he didn't make a scene. He just handled it. I've never seen anything like that." Graves pauses, his eyes scanning the lobby as if he's seeing it for the first time. "What are you trying to say?" The employee takes a breath. Keanu made us feel small, not by reacting, but by being completely calm and unfazed, like nothing we said had any power over him. Graves stares at the employee for a long moment, then shakes his head, a soft laugh escaping his lips. "I've never seen anything like that either." Later that day, the incident makes its way to the news. While some media outlets simply report on Keanu's usual calm demeanor, others dig a little deeper. There's something about how he handled the situation that captivates the public. The unspoken elegance in his actions, the fact that he didn't engage with negativity, didn't fight back, he just kept his peace. The media coverage is filled with clips of the quiet, introspective actor who didn't need to defend himself. The world couldn't help but admire him for it. It's a stark contrast to the usual celebrity drama that often makes headlines. No sensationalism, no outrageous behavior, just Keanu Reeves being true to himself. By the time the story reaches the trending headlines, people around the world are talking about the humility Keanu showed in such a small moment. The viral clips aren't of an actor at his best on screen. They're of him being at his best off-screen, where he's quietly teaching the world a lesson on grace under pressure. The internet explodes with reactions from fans and even fellow celebrities. Some express their admiration for how Keanu handled the situation. Others post memes of him sitting calmly with captions like, "Keanu Reeves, the king of calm." Even some media personalities, usually quick to criticize, praise Keanu's ability to remain composed and dignified when faced with such a trivial yet uncomfortable situation. At the hotel, Graves watches it all unfold. The vibe has changed completely. There is no longer any mention of the initial incident. The staff moves with a renewed sense of respect for their famous guest. Graves watches as one employee, still looking a bit sheepish, gives a polite nod to Keanu as he walks by later that day. Keanu simply offers a quiet smile in return, no need for further acknowledgement. Graves wonders how Keanu handles everything with such poise. It's not just the public adoration that's impressive. It's the lack of ego, the way he interacts with those around him. He doesn't demand respect. He commands it through his actions, his presence. It's a moment that will forever be remembered in the hotel's history. A moment when a simple, humble actor changed the entire energy of the space with a single gesture. As Keanu prepares to leave the hotel the next morning, the lobby is full of staff. They watch him carefully, all of them now with a sense of quiet admiration. Keanu walks through the lobby, his presence still calm, his movements deliberate, almost meditative. As he reaches the door, the employees, standing in a line, nod politely, some even offering a small wave. Keanu's eyes flicker toward them, and he smiles. The same quiet, understated smile that has captivated millions. "Take care," he says, his voice soft but filled with warmth. And with that, Keanu Reeves walks out of the hotel, leaving behind a legacy of grace, humility, and self-awareness that will echo in the minds of everyone who was present. The hotel employees, once uncertain, now have a new understanding of the man they had previously underestimated. Keanu Reeves didn't just teach them humility, he taught them the power of silence, the strength in not reacting when provoked. It was a lesson that would linger long after he was gone, a lesson that would stay with them for years to come. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe for more moments of grace, humility, and surprising strength. Because tomorrow, we have another story that's bound to leave you stunned.